Hello, good people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. After a long time, I'm going to do a morning thoughts episode based on not fragrances. This kind of topics I did few months back. I used to do every month few videos like this. These are just outside fragrance talk. Okay, something like I would like to share as part of my journey, what I learned. In my journey, what I see. We are just human beings, not always just robots. Like we do reviews, fragrance reviews, perfume. That's part of the work, but sometimes you feel like talking extra a little bit. You can take it like I want to avoid this video. Absolutely fine. You can see this and the attempt to make an useless video to get views. Like people's attention and stuff. Partially, yeah, true. Or you can see it like, okay, maybe let's see what this guy says. Maybe I can relate. But this is absolutely totally your option, your time, your decision. Okay, so late night. I woke up. I'm sleeping again. Like timetable is messed up. I slept. I woke up around 2:30. So yeah, this is the fragrance I'm wearing after a long time. Bogart Story Green. I have featured this in my latest video. I will upload these all together side by side. You can check it. Kind of got this sweet green, uh, ultra male sort of vibe. More of a cardamom, pan masala, green, minty, spicy take on ultra male in a way. They're not the same, but same family. So nice. Feels like around 16 15 degrees outside, and wearing that fragrance is nice. I also did review on Lata Najdia Intense. You can check it out. This is one of my new fragrances. So let me start with, maybe let's talk. If you are in a fragrance game, you obviously will want to hear something related to fragrances. Okay, let's talk about one aspect of fragrances. I thought of this, okay, and I want to make a very particular video on this. That I think perhaps it's time for me to say goodbye. No, that's just a song. We'll all have to say goodbye, at a certain point, obviously. But I think it's about time we have to say goodbye to our designer fragrances. Not niche, not indie, specifically designers. Okay, designers mean Chanel, Dior's, Hermes, or Kevin Herrera, Paco Rabanne, all these fragrances. You guys know, most of you know why. And I don't want to be so harsh, because designer fragrances all my life, not all my life, last 10 years when I'm doing this work, almost a decade. This year, once it ends, it would be 2026 would mark my 10 years of work of YouTube on fragrances. I always loved designers. I bought religiously whatever, almost 85% of them. When I saw it immediately, like any flanker that's released, I would go run and buy it. If I see any flanker I didn't cover, I would go and buy it. I would pay extra money to buy it when it's brand new rather than waiting for 2-3 months or a tester. And that love for designers never went away. Azaro Wanted line, a lot of lines. I did crazy thing. Dior Homme, Chanel Allure, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male, tons of lines out there, right? And people who know me for a long time in Bangladesh, my old followers, they know what I did before anybody else. Sorry. Before anybody else, sorry about that. I need to. So before anybody else, I would actually buy that perfume to create a content. I always try also to make an exclusive, like before anybody else. It may be a designer, niche, not niche, designer or Middle Eastern or a dupe, whatever. I want to have that childish thing in me. Like, I want to review this before anybody else. And I said it multiple times. So you can say like, oh, he's attention seeker. Yes, I am, because most of us are doing it, but not admitting it. So sometimes it's nice to create also a fragrance review which is not there on YouTube. Like this one I'm mentioning, when I reviewed this Story Green, there was no review on it. I was the oldest one to review this. Not oldest, the first one to review this, and many others. So it gives me this pleasure, okay? But those time, designers were within $100. If we actually paid $100, would feel like, oh, that was a lot. I'm talking about 2016, 17, 18, 19, until 19, before COVID. After COVID, obviously, life has flipped upside down for many of us, the whole world. And I cannot say it got better in most ways. It got worse, because for a very long time, everything was closed. Everything, the industry, shops, malls, production, everything was closed. And that saw many of the houses, boutiques closing down permanently. Like we saw Zara, right? I think it closed many outlets in all over UK. And also like brands of watches, shoes, they got, like the shoes in the shopping mall, they got spoiled within 2 years of being closed. All the dust, it lost its lost its tempering and all the temper. So basically they were thrown out, or they had to be sold for very cheap after huge discount, 85% or so. I know Genting Highlands in Malaysia, they gave literally 75-70% of sale just to sell things off to survive. So that resulted of everything has an impact. Okay, if the icebergs they start melting, icebergs or the ice, in the cool zone, they start melting, and you see the more warmer weathers in the world. Nowadays you don't get that much of intense winter where you could wear something heavy jackets, heavy fog. Our winter is kind of like a mild cool. We can work with just a muffler or just a light jacket. So no longer that cold. So everything changes. Everything in the life is changing. Things got worse. Like our frustration got worse. Our product prices got worse, more expensive. Everything's expensive. I just saw yesterday. I'm just gonna give you an update what I'm watching nowadays. In USA, I saw food prices are crazy expensive. Whatever used to be 60 cents now is $3.50, like 12 eggs or something like that. I just saw, and most of the restaurants people used to go out and eat every day, 3 times or 2 times meal. People hardly go there just for one time meal, and they're doing like just snacks, not full. Like they don't take beef, they don't take chicken, they don't take like heavy, nutritions, food. People nowadays trying to just survive, and it just broke my heart. You might feel the grass is greener, across the border, anywhere else. So life is not easier. So that whole thing has an impact on the industry as well. Designer fragrances used to be 55, like brand new, it comes out 75, maximum $100. Now it's around $200, $180. Aqua di Gio, the new one, that Elixir, whatever the new one is out. Is it Elixir? Absolute. I don't remember the small 75 mil. Dior Parfum 75 mil, $200. Dior Perfume, when it came out first, it used to be $150 per 100 mil. Like the one I got, 75 ml was like $100. Everything was expensive, but till to a point we could afford it. We could think, oh, $100 for 150 mil, sorry, $150 for 100 mil of Dior Parfum is okay. Crazy expensive, but okay. But now 75 mil for $200, less amount, more money. Seeing all these things, it hurts me because I am a Dior intense guy. You guys know me from the first day how much I'm crazy about that perfume. I just love it. But nowadays, when I think of getting a backup bottle, it hurts me. $150 just to get a partial. Older batch is now going to be $250, $300 because it's reformulated, right? New smell. So this is why designer fragrance, I'm thinking, put a stop to it. Like us consumers, I can't afford it anymore. I can actually hold on. Yeah, there was a big cockroach, not big, but it was like climbing up, and I am actually terrified by cockroach. Somehow they are the one, they really scare me. I am not scared of snakes. I am, but not as disgusted, I guess, or spiders or lizards. They're okay. Cockroaches not so good. So yeah, I was saying that it breaks my heart. I do not know about you, but I am deciding to buy so many more Middle Eastern perfumes, review them, okay, because I am buying these perfumes. Okay, frankly speaking, I'm such a reviewer. I buy the perfumes from my YouTube, whatever I earn, I reinvest back, buy them, and this is how I survive. This is one of my first mode of work. And when I buy these Middle Eastern perfumes, they hardly cost $50 on most part, on average. Most of them are within 50, 40, 30, this zone. And when I buy many fragrance for less money, I can create more content. I said it before, okay? And these contents, if I see the last month's view, Rasasi Hawas line I reviewed, the Elixir, Fire, combinedly, these two are the highest viewed videos compared to the more expensive niche or designer I did. People are not interested in that. People like Middle Eastern perfumes, and they do like top 10 lists. So I am asking myself, I already have over 1,000 fragrances at this current moment, which I had a lot more. But if I just sort of rotate them, make top 10 every day, that's good enough. I don't need to buy another fragrance. But that's not what I do. Obviously, I try to give you new stuff, right? But designer fragrances, I think they are going to hit rock bottom soon. And I'm not going to blame them as well, because their cost of production is higher, everything is higher. But there will be a decrease in demand, and purchase, and which you see people are using more Middle Eastern perfumes in one side, and they'll be more interested in, let's say, Pure Heaven, right? Thierry Mugler costs more than Nexus in Bangladesh right now. $250 for Pure Heaven, $200 for a tester of a Nexus. Which one are you gonna buy? Okay, just practically speaking, you're gonna buy a niche perfume, right, which smells better quality. I think this is going to happen. Niche fragrance also expensive, but their prices are the same as designers on most part. So do let me know your brainstorming what you feel, but I don't think designer fragrances are the go-to. They don't hold the top spots anymore. So that's the first thing I'm saying. Middle Eastern fragrances are taking the world by a storm. I did this video for last 1 year, and people laughed at me like, "Hey, bro, please, Middle Eastern fragrances, they're cheap, they're synthetic." And now look at the market: USA, Europe, flooded with Middle Eastern perfume. They're sold, they're selling Rasasi Hawas over there before they're selling it in UAE. Okay, and they have huge demand. I got information, and this is, I'm not working with them, I'm not working for them, but good, go check how much they sell in Europe, like the demand in Africa, Asia. People literally wait. Pakistan, India, this side. Hey, man, when the new house fire is gonna be here? Well, I want to buy it. Even $65, I'm gonna buy it. Much better than paying for Eros new one for $150, isn't it? That's the reality. Okay, we have to accept it, and this is, some will say sad, some will say it's, it was going to happen, it was bound to happen, right? That's the first part. Second part, let's go somewhere else. This is morning thoughts from life observing. um, I get a lot of questions regarding my work, okay, and I don't like to justify or respond to people when they're asking me something which is strictly personal or nothing to do with my fragrance work. Someone said, just give you an example how people waste their time, and how people are wasting their time so much, on net or in real life. And think about it, okay? Let's say you do not like someone's work, okay, and you're watching someone's review. They don't really do justice to what you think the standard should be, because you have some expectations, or you having your munching on your, midday snack, but you're watching and you're like, no, he's not saying what I want him to say, or he's not giving me what I want to see, from his channel. So I boo, So somewhere, I have this childish thing, as I told you. I want to do exclusive. I want to get the fragrance before anybody else. I pay extra money to get shipment on instant. Like I have to pay double the money for instant delivery, like by bike. And I just say always the sellers, please give me the first bottle in Bangladesh so I can do unboxing and I can put scent of the day for the very first time. Bring this hype. Why this hype? Because this is, we are man child, most of us, and we want to get it before anybody else, right? But it's not that serious. Like it's going to give me, it will give me, if I can review for the first time, it will give me more views, I can earn more dollars. That's one thing. But mostly I do it for my happiness. And what's wrong with trying to be happy? Don't we deserve to be happy a little bit? People don't seem to be appreciating people being happy. People just so sad when others are happy or things are happening for them. And I've been noticing this for many. Sorry, I'm just trying to check if there are more roaches there. No. So people have been doing this, like the unhappiness hits so much. Our life has hit those rock bottom, I would not say, but we are not happy. Most of us are not happy. I saw a comment, like one guy wrote, I think Joy did the review of Hawas Fire for the very first time, like his review is the first one. And then the Elixir, I also did one of the first reviewers. I did not claim I did it for the first. The day I was scheduled to do it, I was supposed to receive the bottle and it didn't arrive. It arrived 1 day later. So by the time I uploaded it, I saw one brother already reviewed that fragrance before me. So I was the second one to review. And then I was like, it's okay, absolutely fine, because he did it. It's like a nice little healthy competition. But I was so happy for him. Is it your 2 cent? I forgot his channel. I'm sorry, but he is one of the good reviewers, and I really enjoyed his review. He reviews in, I think, Espanol or Latin, and then in English, maybe multilingual. And I saw his review, I was absolutely fine. But in that comment, I said I was the second one to review it. Someone came, he said he is like not 1 day, he is 5 days short. I'm like, why such a big deal? Even let's say it was a 5 day, after him I did after 5 days. I didn't, it was after 1 day. I remember 12 hours later. And then it was a big deal, and he said stop deleting my comments, this random comment from random channels. And I was like looking at him like, what's happening here? Like, what am I winning, here by the argument or the debate? And I said, bro, no, I don't think I did it after 5 days. I did it after one day. And when did I delete your comment? Went to his channel and see all his comments. He just did three comments. I didn't delete anything. But this guy, all these three comments is nothing to do with perfume review. He doesn't comment anything on my content. His always thing is like, this some of these people, they always like to pick on things that are not significant. you know my house, how old I look, and I'm not well. All these things, these are not constructive criticisms, I just feel. And sometimes just ignore the comment or delete or hide them from my channel because I feel they are just trying to hold you back. So these people in life who sort of hold you back from doing your work, even if you are mentally get upset seeing this comedy tool, it just get you messed up for a while, and you'll be in a bad mood, you'll misbehave with people, right? We are not well because now the life is like that. I'll give you an example soon. So I decided, I have to be a machine, I have to be a robot, just ignore these comments, negativity. What else is going to come out, like if I win an argument with them? Nothing. So I'm just saying, whoever you're watching, whatever you're doing, don't waste your time, bro. Or whatever you're doing, you just don't like it, watch someone else. Isn't simple? Why being childish, right? Third thing, let me tell you, I follow this guy from Bangladesh. I'm very proud of him. His name is Nadir on the Go, or Nadir on Go. He is a world tourer, like he's a tourist or traveler, and he does travel vlogging for many years. He got the awards, he got one of the best content creating awards. Really, really different kind of a dude. His mother passed away last year or so, and I just broke my heart to see this guy. He only family he had was the mother, and then only connection of him was the mother in this country. And then I saw him, how heartbroken he was. He was, obviously, you lose your parent, is just you lose a part of yourself. And this guy started traveling again. He is going to different countries, mostly Europe, and he loves traveling and showing you how to do budget traveling, and where to go, how to save your money, how to be practical. So recently he went to USA, and he said, in a vlog, the title was "Why I Cannot Settle Back in Los Angeles Anymore, LA Anymore." So Los Angeles, I understand from watching the videos, it's a very happening city, very busy city. People are running, they have no time for family, friends, ties. Mostly it's all about making money, racing, and then people are just restless, just a lot of people on the roads, homeless. There are people who are cannot find food, they're taking abusing substances, and a lot of crimes and stuff. And he went there and he did about 25 minutes vlogging, or 20 minutes, and he said everything's great here. There's a lot of places where you can watch movies, nice places, the beach you can go, you can actually find food, and it's a very happening place. But I cannot live here anymore because I find no soul in here. If I stay here, it's always going to be like this competition, rat race. And this is the reality, not in that particular country or place, in most of the world, where people are thinking money is the only thing is going to make us happy. If I'm going to be richer, if I'm going to have this possession, I'm going to be happy. End of the day, what he said really hit me hard, because I'm doing partially that. I'm working like a machine every day, 2-3 videos, to earn a little bit, like $10 more, $5 more, because end of the month I can use that money. But in the process, I'm burning myself. Most of you are saying just take a break and go somewhere. I'm traumatized to go somewhere, to be honest. If I had a steady job or income source, like I can take a break, holiday, it would affect my work. This is the reality. Everybody has certain weak links or problems. Like, let's say if I was working in a company, I could get a yearly like time off or holiday for 1 month or so. I cannot take a break. I can, but if I go 2, 3, 5 days, I don't do videos, they'll stop putting ads, which are already less. Now YouTube payment is half than before. Last year, what I earned is half than before. They are not giving more ads. They are not promoting the videos and stuff, because there are other trendy channels out there which are much more popular. So if I fall back, I will not be able to earn even decent living. This is the reality. But sometimes I do take a break. Regardless, sometimes I was not okay. There's a time of my life, last month was the most horrible month, one of the horrible months in my life. But I tried to stay strong, continue my work, because once you let yourself be depressed and fall, it will be the worst. Your health will deteriorate. You'll just be super depressed. You cannot find motivation in anything. I pressed myself, like pushed, go for a walk. Nowadays, I walk every day and go for good food. Keep yourself happy. Even if you're broke, it's fine. You'll be okay. And surprisingly, what I notice, sometimes the body doesn't want to go when you're depressed, but when you do push yourself, you see somewhat, oh, okay, I did my steps, I did take shower, I had good food, nothing to complain, I'm still standing. So in a way, you have to push yourself, guys. Okay, so that channel I was saying, Nadir on the go, he said, I'm going to settle somewhere where people are valuing life more than, it's just like a rat race, what I have in possession, latest iPhone or a Lamborghini. There's not, these things don't hurt, but our way of looking at life sometimes hurting us, a little bit hurting us. So if you're in a position, this is a motivational talk. If you're in a position, you're in a bad place, one of my friends, he got divorced recently. He's also a YouTube reviewer, and he's a good brother. He's a good guy, and I know that because I can tell who's a good guy, who's not a good guy. This guy is having a struggle. He is trying to hit gym. After a while, he's just feeling he's not happy, and he's trying to lose weight, and then again he's feeling demotivated. See, the thing is, at times, we are very dependent on people. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to stop the video. Sometimes we are too dependent on people, like we feel they're going to be always around us. Sometimes they are good people, sometimes they are selfish, sometimes they leave us, and that's the reality. Okay, that's the reality of all. Sometimes, we lose a family member, sometimes people we trust, they break our trust, and then, we sort of counted on them and they just leave, they find someone else. But if you depend your life on someone, you always chase them to make them happy, and then you don't look at your own life, you sacrifice, you burn yourself for them, and when they leave you, they take part of you with them, and you're never going to be okay. You're going to have, like, Apple phone had the chunk missing. It's like you are the apple with the chunk missing, and I would say huge chunk of yours is missing, and you just feel, you don't realize it, but you realize, like, something is messed up with you. Sometimes you look at the mirror, like, who's that guy? Literally I had it, like I was like looking at myself, like, oh, who's that guy? So it will happen. So I would think it's important not to be a narcissist. Sometimes we are, but also to self-care, sometimes to be selfish. When people call you, do not immediately run. If people say, I need this, I need you to be there, and your unconditional love you provide, but after a while you start seeing they don't value you that much, and sometimes people want to see, like, give me proof of trust. Why do you give them proof of trust if they don't feel it already? If you are honest and if you feel something about someone some way, if they don't see it, they'll never see it. And when you are scared and you have trust issues, you think, oh, I need to be assured all the time, you are just wasting your time, bro. Honestly speaking, think about it. I mean, if you live in a fear and you do not have trust on someone and they don't trust you, what's the point of wasting time? People spend years, in relationships, where marriages and stuff, and one day they see that they are just not into each other no more. Okay, they are not really with each other anymore. They are just living for the sake of that fear. What I'm going to do if I'm going to be separated from this person, right? So make yourself strong enough. It's going to hurt. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. But once you move away from that life dependency or someone, like, for your happiness, to talk to someone, it will really, really take a toll, and you'll be like, every day wake up like all empty and lost. This is what I went through. I'm just sharing with you, and I don't share this with you, but you understand, like, life is not so easy for everybody. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to say, that get, like, don't fear the changes will happen. One time there'll not be people around you, with you, they were once with you. Nothing is permanent in this world, but your happiness matters, and don't fake it. Many people fake it, even they are not okay, but they are doing parties, they are throwing parties, and they're trying to be happy, keep people happy. Don't try to please don't try to please people. We are trying to, like, listen to everybody. Oh, what did he say? Okay, I'm sorry. Don't say sorry. If you're not okay, it's not your fault. Take a break. If someone wants to say, just say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not available. If they don't mind, if they do mind, let them. But don't try to seek pleasure from people or their approval. Most of the time, even if you sometimes now take out your heart, cut it into pieces, cook it, and give it to them, they'll be like, oh man, it lacks salt, right? This is how world is. So sometimes people aren't happy until you fall. noticed that, I had many friends before, so-called friends. I used to trust them. I used to count on them. I thought they're my best friends. But let's say I shared a news which is like a bad news. Let's say I was doing my PhD. I was just depressed, and I had supposedly these two best friends. I thought they were best friends, but they always somehow hated me. I don't know why. I always loved them. They hated me. This couple, and I said, like in a place, I said in public, like I think I'm going to let go of my PhD because I cannot cope with the pressure. After 1 year, first year, I'm gonna leave. And I just looked at them like with my side eye, and I saw there that immediately the woman went to the guy and said, "Oh, and they were just happy. Their eyes were smiling. What does it tell you? Your friends are happy for your misery or your bad times. They are not sympathetic. You are feeling sad and you're feeling depressed, and they're like, finally, look at this guy going down. You have many friends like that. You spend on them, you take them out, and you keep them, like with you happening times, and you do things for them, and you be there for them. You spend so much time, and these very same people hate you from their guts. If you're one of those persons, you need to check yourself. Like if people's falling, if people's how to say, fall, or recline, or they're losing a job, if someone broke up with their partners, if it makes you happy, something's wrong with you, right? So I try to stay realistic. That's why I'm very, very, right now, I'm not alpha male, but I live alone. People want to see me, they want to socialize with me. I say, no, I'm tired. Maybe you do need people, but you need good company. You don't need a lot of company, right, to make yourself okay. The whole thing is a lie. It's like a whole thing, it's for show. If you're not okay inside, there's no point of showing a fake happiness, right? So work for yourself, keep busy with your work, believe. If you believe in God, believe in it, believe in good deeds, believe sometimes doing good things for people who are in need of help, like animals. I always say that. And if you feel someone's hungry, maybe you can donate them few dollars. They'll pray for you. You'll be somehow okay. And this is what I feel. There's just no exact measurement how it works, but it does, right? So good deeds, karma will do. If you do bad deeds, bad karma will get you. But in the end of the day, maybe happiness depends on not just self-centeredness, but protecting yourself, at the same time being kind to people who are nice and they deserve. Okay, see you. Thanks for watching. Love you all. After a long time, did a very long video. If you can relate, leave a line or two. Maybe others can read and appreciate. See you soon. Bye bye.